I'm John Chowning with Campbellsville University, welcoming you once again to Dialogue on Public Issues. Voters of Campbellsville and Taylor County recently elected officials for our city and county governments for the next 4 years, and I'm very pleased to be doing the first of interviews with our chief elected officials here in the community. Today, my guest is the Honorable Barry Smith, our new Taylor County Judge Executive-elect.
Thank you, John.
Barry, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be
I'll
here.
practice calling you Judge. Judge-elect sounds a little formal.
Okay.
But congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. I know by now most people know you, but a little bit about your background.
I was born and raised here. My parents were Kenneth and Helen Smith on the farm at Owl Creek. My grandparents, we were all raised on Owl Creek. Okay. Eastern part of the county, I guess. Went to Taylor County schools. Sold food for 18 years, was in the food sale business. And my brother and I bought a battery company off of Mr. Compton in '99. Okay. And we've had it for 20 years. Okay. So I've always been associated here in Taylor County, never really worked out of the county. My office may have been, but I was here. Right. I had this local area. So. And my family most of my family lives here. And go to church here. My deacon at Good Hope Baptist Church. I think you're familiar with Brother Al Hardy.
I believe I'm familiar with that church.
Okay.
Great church.
Okay, and just love it. We love it. In fact, we got married there, and been going ever since. So.
I used to tell Brother Al Hardy when he was there that the churches in the northern end of the county were more spiritual.
There you go.
And I'll get in trouble now. My viewership just took a hit. But congratulations. Why did you run for this office? I mean, life's good. You're doing well.
It's something that I've always wanted to do. Even years ago, I'd watched the past judges, Sam E. and Fred and Patton and Eddie, and I've watched them, and it's something. I've always been a community person. I've always been community oriented, and I've served on several boards in the county, and I've just always liked to help the community. I always like to serve and help the community.
Yeah, I noticed when you were running, you listed all the different groups and boards. What were some of those that you've been on and still are on?
Probably my first one was the Taylor County Cattlemen's Association. Okay. I served as president there for several years, and my dad was on that board also. And when he passed away, I took over his seat on the Taylor County Conservation Board, which I've been on for 17 years now. And the Taylor County Airport Board, I served on the Ag Development Board. When we got to the tobacco settlement money, I started on it, one of the first members on it. And I'm sure I forget some. But
but the point I'm making is you have a strong record of community involvement.
I do. And
across the board in different organizations and church and so on.
And it's always, we always try on all these boards even to put the community first. And I'm really excited about the airport board. We've been given some grant money to build a new terminal building. Oh, okay. And I think that will be so good for the community. I mean, first thing they see if they fly into Murakami, Amazon, they'll see this new terminal building. And there'll be some office space for meeting rooms. And I think that'll be a big plus.
I think our airport is sort of a forgotten asset we have.
It is.
I think we used to, years ago, recognized it when Fruit of the Loom was at their height and when Batesville first came. And then we kind of forgot about it, but it's still there. It's still being used.
And a lot of people used to go eat up there. There used to be a little restaurant
I remember
up there. Miss Ellen had that little restaurant, and a lot of people go eat. So that's kind of went by the wayside.
Right.
So.
Will the new terminal have some meeting facilities and some space like that?
Yes, and maybe just, it won't be a full-fledged restaurant, but maybe we can put a snack bar type, more hamburgers, fries, quick orders, stuff like that. So.
Okay. Now, what are the basic duties from your perspective of the office of County Judge Executive?
Okay, I'm new at this, and I'm learning as I go. Yeah. And kind of overseeing the road department, and got great guys working at the road department. And the animal shelter's turned. It's had some issues in the past, but it's doing better. It's getting there. Rick does a good job. Of course, Hack takes care of the jail. It's kind of self-sufficient. And But just keep, and I like to visit people. I tell this, I like to go, I want to be able to go to Americombi and visit with them, and visit with Carlos at Amazon, Cox Interior, all of our local business. I want to go visit with them.
Sure.
I really do. I want to be a face of Taylor County that they know that if they have a problem, they can come and ask me, and I'll see what we can get done about it.
Yeah.
And I've got good pours with the governor. Been with him several times,
Right.
and I believe with Bam as the majority House leader now, I believe that things may come around.
Yeah, that's a big development. With
Big development.
Number 2 leader in the State House of Representatives in the majority
Big
party.
development. And
That's
he's
pretty
a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
So
He's a hard worker.
And Max, not taking anything away from Max. Max is a great friend too. And I just believe that Taylor County is going to notice some things changing for the better.
So what I hear you saying is that really a part of your job is just to be the face and
think so.
of Taylor County,
I think
both
so.
internally here at home as well as in Frankfort and Washington,
so.
wherever you go.
I think so. And I'm not far. I'm not scared to travel. I love to go.
Right.
So
I sense enthusiasm in that you're an enthusiastic kind of guy.
I try to be. I'm
positive.
excited. I'm excited. I'm always positive. I just don't like negativity, and people will try to bring you down, but I try to turn that around and make it positive some way. Just make it positive.
Now, one thing I noticed during the campaign, I think you probably made use of social media more so than most local candidates I've noticed.
Social media has become a big thing in our community.
Right.
And I tried to run it. Of course, you can't control what some people post.
Sure. Right.
But I tried to run my page honorably and Christian. I run on Christian morals, and I try to do the right thing. Dad always said, if you do the right thing and you treat people right, it will always work out for you.
Yeah.
And that's the way I feel.
And it's like you said, there's always an abuse of any media,
Exactly.
anything we have. There can be abuse of it pretty much. But the thing I noticed, you were able to get your message out pretty quickly.
Exactly.
And not having to pay the paid media, you did that as well.
Right.
But that social media, I think you made an effective use of it at this
so.
local level.
I think so.
And I think we'll see more candidates in the future doing that.
I think so.
And others used it as well. But I thought, honestly, your campaign
thank you.
did the most effective job of social media coverage. Now, what do you think are the major challenges facing Campbellsville? It's a good place. We all agree on that, but there's always challenges.
The challenge, the infrastructure, our roads, and the road, especially the 210. Of course, we've had a lot of deaths on it, and we can't just snap a finger and fix that. That doesn't work that way. But if we somehow could get the 4-lane built to the Lincoln Parkway, I just think it would open all new avenues all the way around for Taylor County. I really believe, and I think that's on the drawing board. I really do. I believe it's in there.
Yeah.
And it might possibly happen now more than it could have ever happened.
Right.
So
right. The stars are kind of aligned.
the stars are lining up.
And of course, we want to complete the Heartland Parkway the other direction.
The Heartland
as well.
Parkway, I think.
And that's got a life of its own, as you and I
Right,
talked.
the
And
T's are crossed and the I's are dotted on that,
And
I think
the
that's
funding
coming.
is moving
It's coming.
along
It's
and,
coming.
and got support. But the 210 thing, as you and I
Yes.
both have talked,
Yes.
is in a strategic study that's
Yes.
being done
It
right
is.
now. It's
It
one
is.
of the major corridors.
And the 55 going to Columbia, of course, they put the 3 lanes, and that's really helped. It has.
It has.
And it just needs to be, maybe we need a 3rd lane on our side.
Right.
A couple places
Absolutely.
to help
And
that out.
my understanding
Help.
is the funding is in
And
place
that's
for
in
that.
planning too.
Yeah.
It is.
So
It is.
that will be something to look forward. The bypass will continue and then
Yes.
move toward Lebanon and so forth. But meanwhile, this 210 project certainly is important.
Yes.
No question. Other challenges that you face? You mentioned infrastructure, roads.
Of course, the drug problem is a big challenge. And I understand that the opioid situation has eased a little. It's a little better. But now the meth and the heroin is still, it's just terrible. And I've been talked to about the needle exchange program. And I really don't know how I feel on that just yet. I've talked to several people. But when 60% of the Taylor County people that are on these drugs, they drive to Adair County for the needle exchange. I mean, you want to meet those people going back and forth. I mean, it's something.
Good point.
It is
It's
something
good
to
point.
think about, and I don't know. I just don't know. I know some people think that you're promoting it if you give them a needle exchange, but you're also maybe keeping somebody from going out here and throwing a needle in a sandbox. A child or your grandchild steps on the needle, and there you go. They're infected. And I just don't know the answers.
And
to all
it
that
does
yet.
seem, at least the proponents say, it reduces the occurrence of certain
Exactly,
diseases and
exactly,
so forth, and
exactly.
saves long-term on health care and
Exactly.
so on.
Oh,
I'm
gosh.
like you. If I were in the position of having to vote on that issue, I used to be just completely against it.
I was too.
But I've begun to, I'm just speaking personally here, not for the university. But
Right.
I've begun to think, well, maybe we need to reconsider this, and there's merits to
and
the
that's
argument.
that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
That's where I'm
Yeah,
at.
It's a tough decision.
It is. It is.
And you noted the occurrence of meth. I knew meth was out there, but it's not the meth, the old meth labs.
No.
There's an
No.
occasional
No.
occurrence, but we've got that under control for the most
I
part.
understand this meth is coming in from out of state.
Yeah.
And traveling through our county.
Yeah.
I was at a meeting in Louisville last week and about some grants and things, and when you look up at the board and your county is dark, and dark's not good. And it's just terrible. It really is.
What can we do, Barry? I know if I had the answer to that, I'd be in Washington
Me
in
too.
some capacity.
I agree with you.
But what are just some common sense things you think that?
We've got to start with the next generation. I think we've got to train them. We got to start at middle school now, and take some of these kids that are in these homes and maybe get them a job. And I'm working with a local company that say that they will hire some 16, 17-year-olds and maybe let them work 5 hours a day and get them a paycheck and teach them that there is more to life than drugs that their parents are doing. I mean, and I know the university working on this foster care program, which is great. Oh my gosh, that's just, I have 2 adopted children. So, I'm all with it. I think it's great. I think it's great.
Important area.
Very much so.
Now, what are some of the opportunities? There's always challenges. We've talked about infrastructure, drug problem, et cetera, but there's also opportunities out there. What are some of those that you see that you want to work on?
I think the opportunities will be in the future of, we will have, if we can ever get the infrastructure fixed, we'll have new restaurants coming to town. We'll have new restaurants. We'll have some businesses. Not to say may not have a business employ 750 to 500, but we can have some that employ 250, 300. Maybe bring some people home that are driving across the county line.
Right.
Taylor County people always come up. They step up. If you look around at Maricombe, they have some 70-year-old guys working up there. Do a great job. Opportunity is there for old, young. It's there for us. It's already there. Amazon hires every day, and so does Maricombe. It's there.
They're there. There are jobs available.
They are, and we just need to open it up. But it all goes back to the infrastructure. We got to have the infrastructure.
Now we're all for better jobs.
More
jobs and better paying jobs.
Yes. And it's just like Governor Bevin is talking about the Kentucky Welding Association. These kids are, and y'all are working with welding, and Junior, if he gets the technology center with welding going, train these kids, they can go leave and get a job for $100,000 a year right off the bat.
Right.
And hopefully we'll get some of those factories here that will pay the good money for the welders.
Right.
I think we've got one in Hull right now that we're waiting
Exactly.
on. So if we can get that, opportunities just, there you go.
What will be your priorities when you take office in January? What's the date that you take?
January 7th.
January 7th. What will be some of the first things you are going to have to tackle, other than just getting oriented and so on?
I think the employees are great. Like I said, I've met pretty much all of them, and they've all been very nice to me, welcoming me in. I was a little slow about getting some places, but it's hard. They've kept me busy, so it's hard to see. But my priorities, I don't know. I want to look over everything. Sure. And if some things need fine-tuning, I want to fine-tune them. But I want to get around and visit the businesses. I really do. I want to go see Maricombe and Amazon and even the hospital, our hospital. Look how many they employ. Right. And I've already met with some of the health boards. I had a meeting with him yesterday, in fact. And I just want to get around it. I want to be transparent. I want to get out in the community, and like the technology center and y'all, what you guys got going on. I support you 100%.
Well, thank you.
And I want to get out and support everybody. I want to show that I'm transparent. I want to support people.
And listen to people.
And listen,
get
right? I'm already doing a lot of that.
Well, one of the challenges of county judge executive I've observed through the years, there's the internal or local responsibilities and expectations put on you. But as each year goes, there's more and more external, out of county
True.
And you have to kind of find a balance there.
Yes, true.
True. And I know you're not even in office yet, and you're already back-to-back schedules. We just talked about that before we came on the air.
They're keeping me busy. My brother doesn't see me very often.
Yeah, and it's not going to slow down over the next 4 years.
No, but I'll take it and I'll run with it, and I want to make it enjoyable. I want to make it enjoyable for the employees. I want to make it enjoyable for our local people. I want to make them, when I see them on the street, I want to speak to them. I just love meeting new people. Till I won this office, I knew you, and I know your son-in-law real well. But I'm glad we met. I'm glad we talked.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate we had lunch.
Right.
And I really enjoyed that. I really did.
And we'll continue.
Yeah.
Continue to stay in touch, and anything we can do here at the university, as you know.
We will.
Doc Carter and I and the other team members are here to help the community as well as to educate.
Exactly.
And provide that post-secondary education. You spoke of the drug abuse problem and the tragic loss of life.
Yes.
That we've experienced even here in Kentucky. I mean, in Campbellsville and Taylor County.
Yes.
I don't know the latest number. I remember a number that our coroner published not too long ago of 8.
I think that's right.
Documented.
It was 7, then went to 8.
Mid-year. And then there were an additional number of deaths that were suspect that had not been confirmed yet.
The meeting I was at the other day, they were talking about the Narcan that they give each EMS and the deputies and all that, and they talk about in Louisville, they'll give them the shot and they'll go right back outside and do it again. And then many have died doing that. So there's got to be a way to get them in help. Get them in I'm trying to say, get them to rehab some way. There has to be a rehab house where when they come in the hospital that they're offered rehab and they need to, some way.
And when you and I met recently with Dr. Carter over lunch, we talked about this problem.
We did.
And one thing that you noted, and I've observed through the years as a minister particularly, is short-term rehab does not work with these drugs.
Exactly, and they're going to have a hard time when they come down.
Exactly, and then when they come, even if they go to a 9-month program or whatever, when they come out, they're still faced with that same group of peers and the pressure. So I like the idea of there being I don't know what the term is, halfway house or someplace for them once they're out of rehab. The interim. Now, some people have a family to support them, but some don't.
And maybe, like I said, jobs.
Absolutely.
It's sad when I keep mentioning Murakami, but it's sad when that's where my son works. So it's sad when they bring 5 in, give them a drug test, and only 2 pass the drug test.
Yeah.
they're able to work, but they can't pass the drug test.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just sad.
Hey, you mentioned education of our kids. You and I grew up when tobacco was a mainstay of the farm.
Exactly.
Textile, the local sewing factory, and Fruit of the Loom in Campbellsville's case. Every small town in this area had a sewing factory.
They did.
And the farmers, the husbands and wives raised that tobacco crop.
Bought my first car.
Yeah, and that was and paid for a lot of college education.
Exactly.
But we transitioned, and the point I'm getting to is the young people coming up now don't smoke nearly as much as they did 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Right. Now we've got this vape thing that's a whole other issue. But smoking, just buying a pack of cigarettes. No. I think the point is we've educated these kids.
Hope so.
and for the most part. But we've got to, like you say, we've got to convince them of the same thing in terms of the even worse conditions and results of drug abuse.
And like I said, it goes back, if you can start in the middle school section. I mean, if you just can get in and send people in to talk to them, have assemblies like they used to have. Let someone come in and talk to them. And I mean, it can't hurt. I mean, it can't hurt.
It can't.
It just
hurt.
can't.
No.
And I'm really impressed with Junior and at high school. He's got so many things going on. And you're talking about enthusiastic now. He's that beat. And Kirby Smith. I serve on the Farm Bureau board with Kirby, and super. And then we have our Christian school. And
all three doing well.
Oh, doing great. And then at the university. And I give, on the Soil and Water Board, I had the opportunity to give out scholarships. And I'd go to each school, and even Taylor County and Campbellsville. But then we give the writing contest, essays, where they draw and do the contest, and I go to all three schools, Tyler County and the Christian school in Campbellsville, and give out awards. And you're talking about neat. Those little kids, when they win something, it's neat.
Yeah.
It's neat.
If we can take that enthusiasm of the small kids and keep it going. Into
exactly.
So many of our young people, though, don't have the family support that you and I had, that our kids had, that our grandkids have.
Right, exactly.
And it's a sad.
It is.
I'm not criticizing those families.
I know.
But kids that go home and have nobody there, kids that our school teachers and resource officers and so forth sometimes become the parents.
Yeah.
And the kids get more love and nurturing at school than they do at home.
And I've driven a school bus for 16 years also, for my insurance purposes too. And I've watched children come from first grade to graduate on my bus. So, and you take a few under your wing and try to help and make things right, because I'm the first one they see in the mornings.
Yeah.
So it makes a difference.
Yeah.
It really does.
A child, no age is a person that can't be turned around.
Right.
Any age.
Right.
But the younger
Exactly.
the younger you teach them and help them and mentor them and so forth, the better.
Exactly.
It's been proven just what you're saying. I'm sure you can observe kids that have done well.
I give them a hug. That may be the only hug I got.
Yeah.
They get two, one in the morning, one in the afternoon when they get off, and that may be all they get. Maybe all they get.
Yeah.
So they surely don't need me to be grumpy in the morning when they say me. So.
Right. Now, one thing that's a key in any community, and our community has always done pretty well at this, is volunteers, just recruiting. But then sometimes it seems like the same group of people are doing sort of doing everything. What can we do as a community to get more people involved in different groups and organizations?
I think as people retire and look for things to do, if we focus on some of them, they will volunteer. And I love the Toys for Tots, for instance. Look how many guys, of course I know the fire departments do a great job with that, and Larry Smith, I can give him a plug. He loves, he loves it. And but it's special. It is. Every community can't do that.
Right.
But we do, and it is special. There's every kid in Tyler County gets something. And that is just
I was in a meeting yesterday of the Ministerial Association, and the work that's being done there, in concert with other organizations, the food pantry,
food pantry,
the various Christmas projects, and the churches all coming together,
angel trees,
angel tree projects, and so on. It makes you thankful.
It does
to be in a place where people are still concerned.
Exactly.
And for those of us of the faith community, that's part of our faith.
Well, you look at, we may be the worst drug county, one of the worst drug county in the top 10 in the state of Kentucky, but we give. We're a giving county, and in some way we'll make this all work out. I don't know all the answers yet, but we will make it work out. It'll come together.
What words of encouragement would you give, just not as a county judge executive-elect, as much as being a deacon and a person of faith and a person in this community, been here all your life, during this Christmas season, what words of hope and encouragement would you give to anyone that may be watching that's struggling through something?
If you put God first in your life, things will work out for you. You just gotta believe. You gotta have that trust and that faith in God. And I do, and my children do, and my wife, and it's just my family. Like I said, I'm from a faith-based family.
Sure.
And come to church.
Yeah.
Hey, it can start at church.
Lots of good churches.
Hey, it can start at church. We got church on
every corner.
Yeah. And some of them are struggling.
We can talk about Baptists because we are Baptists.
Exactly.
There's a variety of Baptists on every corner. Different varieties.
There is. And not all backseat.
No.
So you say, if you're Baptist, you sit on the back seat. Well, everybody can't sit on the back seat. So
I can't imagine, Barry, working through this world without the Lord.
No.
I don't see how people...
Can't happen.
Yeah.
Not today. Look around you.
Yeah. No. It would be so depressing to me
but
to
he's
live
still
without hope.
But he's still in control. And I know this drug thing is bad. But there may be one gets out of it every day. And if we keep them from getting in it, we got to stop it.
And I think you have just pointed out throughout this conversation, there is no single solution to the drug problem.
There's not.
There's certain things that people need to be locked up. We've tried that.
Well,
and our jails are overcrowded
I know.
with people who've made a mistake using drugs and so on. And I'm not suggesting that I'm not advocating legalizing drugs.
No,
got you.
I understand.
But you can't just lock everybody up.
No, that's where the rehab comes in. They've just got to, I mean, dealers, lock them up. Lock them up.
Absolutely.
Lock them up.
Yep.
Now, the ones using, lock them if you catch them, but get them help.
Right.
Get them help. Get them some help.
We're down to about just 30 seconds.
Okay.
Any closing words you'd like to share?
Well, I just love Taylor County, and I want to make it a great place to live. If I can have anything to do with that, I'll do the best job I can, and look forward to meeting people. I love it.
Barry Smith, County Judge Executive-elect, thank you for your time,
Yes,
and we'll do this again.
We will.
After a few months you're in office, we'll come back and
We will.
catch up again and wish you a Merry Christmas
Thank
and
you.
Happy
You too.
New Year.
And
You've
your
got a
family, too.
busy year ahead of you.
I do. I think we may slip on a little vacation.
I
before
don't
that.
blame you. This is John Chowning with our Taylor County Judge Executive-elect, Barry Smith, thanking you for being with us, wishing all of you a blessed New Year and joyous Christmas. Thank you.